Alrighty, we're back with some more Demon Masquerade. Are you guys ready to listen to me read stuff for a very long time? We've got a couple of things that we can look at. Firstly, we can look at the hedonist page here. Let's zoom in, shall we? Alrighty. Faux Fusion Burrito and the Brave New Burritos. Experiential Mexican food truck. And, hey sweetie, I know you're still upset with me and that's fine, I deserve it, but honey, you're not gonna believe this. I just ran into the most incredible business opportunity. I'm talking millions, cash in hand. I can't go into the details, but this is gonna fix everything, I promise. I'll pay you back double, triple even. Just write me back, please. Love you, Dad. And that was to PO Box 2092 19 Axiom Road, Hilford, DC. And she lives in apartment 3C 309 Hunt Road, Miami, Florida. Okay. Self-adhesive rhinestones 10 pack. She bought 2 of those and 1 glitter top hat, gold. So she's kind of like a magician. That's the word. What else did she buy? She bets them on horses. She will bet on Starlight Majesty, a furtive pygmy. So easily forgotten. So easily forgotten. And Somber Bureaucrat. She lost $450 out of this because she bet $450 on the Somber Bureaucrat. And then her other bets, this didn't pay out. Then she made that back on this bet. So, yeah. And Monstrous Memories, Volume 13. Oh my god. Boris Brikov, I owe you 500. Double Pink promise won't be late this time. You've gone and ordered some Monstrous Memories. Kind of thing that a hedonist would do, I guess. I kind of forgot that she was the hedonist for a second. Can we see... There's a lot of demons and we can't really tell. If I was to guess which of these would be hedonist one, that'd be Eros, the demon of love. So this guy, meeting an individual bound to Eros immediately causes a feeling of affection so potent that one is suddenly enabled to form coherent sentences. Okay. This attraction is so utterly overwhelming that those afflicted with it will indulge the subject of their infatuation with anything they ask for, paying no regard to any pain, disgrace, or embarrassment that it will cause them. Callisthenes records an instant in which a patrician threw himself to the ground in front of a slave girl that wielded the power of Eros, his body forming a bridge over a puzzle so that her feet would not be dirtied. The infatuation will wear off as soon as the target can no longer see or hear the Eros bound, and they'll be suddenly struck by the irrationality of their recent behavior. Target's obsession can be maintained if they have a likeness or memento of the Eros bound to fixate on. Historically, an Eros bound may have distributed locks of their hair to keep subjects in thought, or they may have had artists make subjects of their visage to disseminate their influence far and wide. What I would do is, if I had Eros, is just like send photos, right? That seems like the easiest way to do it. The Tyrant, okay. So let's have a look. Evil Skank. Okay, so this is a lady from this here photo, this school photo. And now this is going to be the bottom row. Hannah Scott, Ellie Young, Bridget Cutter, Savannah Marshall. Savannah Marshall's the one that's been cut out here. So, yeah. Dear Diary, today we got our pictures back from school photo day. I didn't want to order any, but my mother insisted. And you know mother must always have her way. After we argued for an hour, she agreed that we'd only get the whole class photo. I couldn't bear to look at my portrait shot. I know it came out hideous. As expected, that bitch Savannah looked like a model in the class photo, while I looked like an ugly troll. Why is life so unfair? For years I've had to suffer like this, forced into the shitters, while that hoe gets all the attention. Now I have the power to do something about it. The demon says that with its power I can finally have what I always wanted. I just need a warrant for the right moment. So maybe she's got Eos. If she's... The demon says that with its power I can finally have what it's always wanted. Let's have a look in here. Who looks the most... Northern Lion? What are you doing here? Mr. Ryan Gary. Oh, it is a reference to Northern Lion. That's cool. I like that. I mean, this is not a game that Northern Light would play, but it's still cool to see regardless. Who that looks the most? I don't think anyone here looks particularly ugly, to be honest. I think everyone here is nice looking. Now, the one who I think would think of herself most like an ugly troll is probably either Grace Barrett over here or Beatrice Kane over here. Now, the reason why I think Beatrice Kane is because she looks like a little emo. And let's just say that Grace Barrett is not traditionally attractive. But neither are these three, and they all look like they're kind of like happy. Whereas she's the only one that looks like sad, right? She's the one that only. I mean, this one over here also doesn't look like that happy to have a picture taken. See anyone else? This one over here doesn't look that happy to have a picture taken. Yeah, so maybe it is one of those two. Let's put Lauren Huang in here as well. And Ratna Malhotra. No, not Olivia Dawson. I want Ratna. Yeah, perfect. Alright. Hopefully we can find out more information about them. Now, in here, I want to go to Boris Brikov as well. I'm going to put him in my suspect list. Mainly because I can then search it. Can I put in this bookstore? I want to figure out, can I also look at this book for research purposes only? Phone burrito. Bar fusion burrito, that sounds horrible. So yeah, we're looking for some kind of wizard. Now Dad, okay, yeah, Dad didn't write a name in the hedonist file. So, the Scion, a naked party here. A bunch of people wearing Greek outfits. A bunch of boots. What about, oh, I'll probably have to blur this one, I'd imagine. What about this one? I think this one's probably fine. We got some smooching going on back here. Alrighty. Virtue ethics in context with utilitarianism. Oh, this is boring, isn't it? Oh my god, look at that. Let's see if we can put this guy in, Earl Dunede. Because he will have probably some information for us. I don't know too much about scions, do I? Is this his demon? One of these is demons. Alton Weiss, Terrifying Tales. That's a Lovecraft reference, right? But Edit E-Roll, Cold Sweet's Touch of Madness. That is definitely an R.L. Stein reference. Either as a science geek, he doesn't believe in magic. So when his cousin Stacy discovers a spellbook in his parents' attic, Eva is more than willing to let Stacy try it out on him. Eva's gonna learn that not everything can be explained by science. But that looks more like a Lovecraft, cover there, in title. But let's put her in as well. In the E. Roland. Let's add in TJ Stacky as well. A collection of the most terrifying tales ever put their print in this book is not for the faint of heart. It contains the story of the Blood Red Butcher, which is believed to have inspired the 1978 Minneapolis Massacre. There we go. And this is like a D&D. It's in the D&D, text at least. We've been taken by the crowd of terrifying lizard people. Oh, I know what this is. And forced to work in one of their larvae mines. You've only a long calf and a hard-eating corn cob in your possession. How will you escape in the story where you make the decisions? Which one would I order? Oh, hell yeah. Australia, Maine. Del Toro Quest reference. All the Del Toro Quest references here. And of course the Animals reference here as well. By K.A. Applegate. Who's Del Toro? I can't remember who Del Toro Chris is written by, but yeah, Australian writer. Very cool. Uh, Professor Zeus, of course. The Pest and the Beast, Turtle Fred, Elvira and the Jail, and the Nooch. And Ronald Albertson. These will be books. Oh, these are. I see. This one is a. What do you call it? Oh god. My furry knowledge has just disappeared. This one is obviously Peter Rabbit. I know this one. It's Redwall. Redwall, there we go. I'll put Professor Zeus in my suspect list as well. You got a lot of people to add in. These are, I know these as well. I've seen these. I think this is also an Australian writer, if I remember correctly. This is obviously a reference to, what's it called? Captain Underpants. Yeah. Torgal Dinky. And this is Rondale, of course. With BFG. Archie and his Pizza Factory. Instead of picking a barbecue, Chris, young Archie finds one of the five tickets to visit the factory of eccentric asbestos magnate Zachary's uncle. Oh dear. Clarissa encounters a giant who has been excited because of his aggressive personality. Can closer teach a large man guy how to make friends. Mum found the spink rag and no other found tampons had been revealed in this book. Roseanne did its discussion with her sister, used tampons by 10 other gross actors to present these fetishes. Why it's not a grandma's asses and 11 other stories of divorces. Train my dog to eat vomit. Oh, that's not so bad, I guess. They will, you know, naturally. Oh, these are. This is an actual Captain Underpants one. Like, this is hypnotize their children and believing they just come out of copies. That's, you know, what actually happens in Captain Underpants. This one, however, Commander Compants has fled into the Colombian jungle. I don't think that happens in Captain Underpants somehow. Look at his junk, damn. Whatever they're drawing here. Painted for the first time in months this morning. I haven't been able to hold a brush since the funeral, but this morning it was like the image was fully formed in my head when I woke up. Felt like a memory of something that happened a long time ago. What the painting means, I can't say. I like the otter with the eye patch though. He would make a good member of the Vermin gang. I can just picture the way she would have laughed when I showed it to her. The Vermin gang. Alright, let's see in here. So the Vermin gang is... is it one on the animal area here? Darren. I'm reading. No, apparently. Yeah, perfect, thank you. It'll be one of these, right? A young search. Oh shit. No, okay. There's definitely not these. Oh my god, look at this. A note that says you just pretty unscented repeat Professor Zeus artistic commitment to realistically depicting the genitalia of his animal characters. Oh god. Okay. No. I haven't read anything regarding it. To try terrifying tales. Let me just read these in full. Just as the crew is getting used to their cyber-based powers, Stevie has been captured by the Alprazum Empire. Luckily, Patricia, the Gyosa, Rex been counting on since further, and has also found a cyber collar. And they work together to save their friends and retreat. Oh my god, look at the horrifying middle parts. God, they're horrible. Battle Scout and shelter that Rick has been stranded on an Alprazoma colony world. The only source of sustenance and manual remain of his best friend. When Rick finds the way of the hostile planet, can he defeat the demons within his soul? One of the 6 jewels needed to assemble the mythical bracelet of Dowrin. Should the party succeed, they'll be a step closer to forging the either that clears the land, or if they get lost, they may encounter the fearsome ghost warrior Jargo, which I believe that they probably did. A brutal district. The continuing adventure of Twig find the party chasing the gorgeous citrine across the brutal desert, land of devastating snowstorms and sweltering heat. That wasn't bad enough. There are molders dedicated dwelling in the sands, 9-foot tall carnivorous beasts attached to the smell of sweat and the fetid march. Waist deep in the pungent swamp water, the fetid march, Twig and friends are hunting for the azure sapphire. A week of wading through the muck has left the party exhausted, but upon stopping at a tavern, the gem has been sold by Nihilus, a 10-foot tall man-eating snail. Alright. When Tenor Accordion Frost Club has an afflicted the attacker of averting the Dark force to his older brother Willow. Right. If I ran, okay. I think, yeah. It must be one of these animal books, right? Surely. Like Fire Plan Ride by Ronald Anderson or Deborah Raymond. It's definitely not Beatrice Plantero, because the animals here are too lovely drawn. Whose art does it look the most like? I guess Rosefort by Deborah Raymond. It looks the most like that, especially with this guy already having an eye. So I reckon, yeah, Rosefort. So that's who we'll look up through, what's his name? Can you tell me anything about, do you have any advice? Looking over today's evidence, one thing did come to mind. It's only the first day, so don't feel disheartened if you can't solve anything yet. We might not have all the pieces of the puzzle yet. If you feel stuck, try again to sleep. Tomorrow we may awaken to discover a new lead in the case. Alright, can I say that I've discovered a marker's identity? This was the dreamer. Yes, I think so. It's Deborah Raymond, I think. Yeah. What evidence do you have to support that claim? I've got a lot of evidence. Don't you worry. Oh, I've lost it now. I've bloody lost it, don't I? Do you reckon we actually do have enough evidence? The dreamer. Deborah Raymond. Yes. Well, the evidence that I have is obviously this. I get this, I get this, and I get this. Alrighty. Based on the notes written on one of the Dreamer's sketch papers, the novel features a group of characters for the Vermin Gang. From the watercolor painted by the Dreamer, we can get a good idea of what their art style looks like. Yeah, perfect. This is right. And the art style matches perfectly too. The cover of the novel Roseport by Deborah Raymond. Yep, perfect. You've convinced me. The Dreamer is Deborah Raymond. The art style perfectly matches the illustrations created by the Dreamer. We've undiscovered the identity of our first masker. Only 5 more to go. But we're still got to figure out whose demon she's got, you know? But let's look into the Revenant for now. Let us zoom in. And, you reckon we can move these so that they're next to one another? Perfect. No. I'm writing this letter to let you know that I've been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, though I'm currently undergoing treatment. The most recent assessment is that I have at most 6 months left to live. I apologize for deceiving you, pretending that I was on vacation. I just didn't want to be a burden for you with this until I knew where I stood. Over the last 17 years since you were placed into my care, it's been a privilege to watch you grow into a beautiful young lady, an intelligent, confident woman. Although I was not equipped, prepared for the responsibilities of parenthood, and I'm sure there wasn't a day that you didn't wish your parents were around. I'm thankful for every moment we got to spend together. I know that you are going to be a force for good in this world, and that it pains me that I won't be able to see it. I can rest comfortably know that above all else, you are my sister's daughter, as terrifying and as wonderful as it is, Theo. So his name is Theo, we know that for sure. Now, Theodore, okay. Theodore Tumor, yeah. We can't read it, yeah. But we know that it is stage 4 pancreatic cancer. This is the guy that said, I think I've only got a week left to live or something like that. When he got his demon, yeah. Desiramaton, lower abdominal plane, loss of appetite. Maybe this demon is helping him to, like, not die. Chemotherapy to reduce spread of cancer to prostate and lungs. 2 weeks on, 1 week off. No great improvements from the worst recent of chemo, unfortunately. This rate 6 months to a year at most. I'm going to put in the Alio as well, so that we can investigate her more. Egypt. Dear Sparky, really enjoying my time here in Egypt. I'm going to see so many incredible ancient artifacts, the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Sphinx, the Rosetta Stone. Each silver one was breathtaking witness in person after years of only ever reading about them in books. The view from the top of the Great Pyramid was particularly spectacular, although it was an exhausting climb to get up there. Even though I'm having a blast over here, I'm still missing you in Viv, and I can't wait to see you two again. Uncle Theo. Alrighty. Shall we put this guy's name in as well? Sparky. There we go. And Viv. Okay. Do we know how she writes an I? She writes an I of cancer to no great improvements. She writes an I with a dot. This one doesn't have a dot, so, but it does seem more like Tilma. We can probably put Tilma in here. Let's get out. Do we reckon we can solve this guy's case? I discovered another mask his identity. The Revenant. Yeah, sure. Theon Tilma? You think the residency of Tilma? I certainly do. Look, his name's right here on this piece of paper. That one as well. Perfect. Sorry, but I can barely read this form. I think it's the best that our victory in the Masquerade doesn't rely on the doctor's terrible handwriting. You don't know that. I can read it fine. Keith. So Deeth. Okay. Open the store, interviewing applicants for a part-time position at 10:30. Talk to Beefcake's manager about the customers throwing glasses all over the fence. Find somewhere to try out the demon's power. Date with Keith. She needs to pick up Kathy and Dart's class on covering her shift. Reschedule date with Keith. Okay. Test here. This is okay. She's gonna test her demon's power out here. Okay. So the laborer will probably make something in here. In the meantime, we probably just need to go to sleep. Do I want to do anything before I go to sleep? Not particularly. Let's get to sleep. Yeah, let's get to sleep. I managed to find out one person. I've got some ideas about the other people. So, good day. Welcome to day 2 of the Masquerade. I can assure you there'll be no long-winded explanations from me today. Let's hop right into things. Thank you. Biblios replicate. So we get more information on this day, I see. So hopefully we can figure out more about people's powers as they test them out, I guess. Or find out photos. Oh my. It seems we've had a first death of the Masquerade. Day 2 is quite early. Typically it's not until day 4 that things get violent. I know that you and I are consummate pacifists, but not all of our competitors will be quite so civil. Right. Well, I can't offer you any protection when it comes to threats against your life. Given how few people know your location, you should be safe here. Plus, look on the bright side. If they don't make it to the final trial, then we won't have to identify them. Well, I'd still love to identify them if possible. So it looks like, aha, is this their demon? Must be. An armadillo looking thing. And what does it say here? Dear little Mr. Vinky, we were just writing to congratulate you on reaching 1,000 copies sold. 1 million even. You're an artist, you're a visionary, you're a star, and we here in the Academania family all love your work. We know this is a very difficult time for you and your family, and our condolences go out to you in your time of grief. Obviously, it'd be inappropriate to discuss business at a time like this, but the publicly announced release date for the next book is fast approaching, and would hate to disappoint the fans that are desperate for the story to continue. We know no one could possibly imitate your creative genius, but we've got several ghostwriters reading the links, plus an illustrator who can pull off a pretty convincing copy of your art style. It's a real great trim we've got lined up to help finish the book, and of course you'll still get your 10% of each copy sold. The one tiny issue is that as the holder of the series copyright, we just need your signed permission before commencing the project. If there's anything you don't understand about the whole deal, give me a ring and we can discuss it. So right, they're trying to steal her ideas. And what else have we got? Another painting today, looks like an armadillo, I think. I've never seen one in person before. We should take Academania up on their offer to continue the series. It's just hard to commit to any business agreements, and all of my creative drive must disappear just as easy as it showed up. Your offer to have someone else take it over and ghostwrite the series is out of the question there. Right, okay. So this is just another story in another character in her book. So that's fine. We learned, is her last name even Da Vinci? Did they entirely get her last name wrong? Because I thought it was, yeah, Deborah Raymond. Let's have a look in the... So this is the guy that died, yeah. Now, he had cancer. So it's quite possible that, you know, he was gonna die anyway, but, yeah. My darling Vivian, I wanted to get you a bouquet of the finest roses, but the test at the hospital ran long and the florist was already closed by the time I got out. I hope you'll forgive the gas station flowers. They may be a little tacky, but behind their cheap and slightly wilted facade there's an undercurrent of sincere affection. Remind you of anyone? Let's face it, when you met me I was a real pick of work, a good-for-nothing punk who thought he knew everything. But you still passed the macho posturing to the man that I could be. When my sister passed and I was suddenly thrust into the world of fatherhood, you're the one that showed me how to get my life together. In my lowest moments, you're always the one to lend an ear to my troubles, a hand in times of needs, or a shoulder to cry on. Without you and the Lord by my side, I don't know how I could possibly face these last painful months. The bottomless depth of your love and compassion, you make me want to be a better man, a better Christian, and a better parent, and I'm forever thankful for that. Happy anniversary, yours always, Theo. So Vivian is the wife of Theo. And the incident report. A homicide, Detective Clark Wilson, 9th to 6th, 1997, that's today. Police were alerted to the presence of the deceased in the passing lot of a Tix Oil gas station by staff just before 10 p.m. According to the statement of witness Anish Mandau, upon discovering of the body, he attempted to perform CPR while his co-worker dialed 911, but was unable to enlist any response from the victim. The victim is an African-American man standing 5'11", aged approximately 50 years old. Although the victim was dressed in a nice suit in a rough neighborhood, robbery as the motive seems doubtful. At the time of our examination, he still had his wallet on his person. Preliminary cause of death is blood loss from a bullet wound in the chest. The weapon is presumed to be a handgun fired at close range on account of the presence of burn marks around the injury wounds. The incident occurred at a view of the gas station's security cameras. However, the witness believes he can make a positive identification of an individual instead of fleeing the scene of the crime. Positive police sketch artists meet with the victim witness to construct a composite drawing of the suspect, which has been circulated to all of the nearby police stations. Due to the brutality of the killing and the victim's particular cultural demographic, a current hypothesis is that the motivation for the killing is race-related. The sketch has been sent to FUA for comparison against their criminal databases. So we know that one of the other guys killed a flower bouquet, $9.50. Right. We can't see anything else, can we? Well, from Tink Soil. They haven't given us his name, which is a slight issue. It does look... I mean, they would have the cancer in the thing, right? Wonder what kind of power the Revenant had. Hillbound. What else have we done? Two meatball monsters, one root beast, and two ham heroes, one green menace, one chicken champion, and one fillet fighter at 3280. Open the store, training Martha at 10. Meet Aunt Bed for lunch, experiment with demon powers. Buy sandwiches for Chamber of Commerce meeting from the Hoagie Hut next door. Chamber of Commerce meeting. Okay, so this must be the Chamber of Commerce meeting. And so as one of these people here, Sage Bruno, Wendy Seating, Angela Henry, Amani Olsen, and Lee Chin. The Helford Chamber of Commerce is delighted to announce the recipients of an award for business excellence. First off is a receipt for the publicly voted most satisfied customers, which has been awarded to Shane Brenner, owner of Romeo and Juliet bookstore. Patrons raved about seeing various sleeves of romantic titles. The most innovative project goes to Angela Henry, proprietor of Gated Gardens. Angela wowed the judges with her axolotl, an amphibian stated guard ornament made from recycled materials. Okay, it sounds like her, because the labourer would make more sense with that. Angela Henry. Wendy Seating of the Golden Lotus Thai restaurant received the most delicious food award. The judge found it difficult to stop eating her famous satay skewers, even at the risk of severe anaphylactic shock. Most stylish shortfront goes to Amani Elston of the Amani Salon. The judges were directed by Amani's playful arrangement of mannequin heads and wigs, including a rather profound recreation of the Last Supper. Last but not least, most generous business person goes Lee Chen, owner of several Hoagie Hut locations in Holford and the surrounding suburbs. So she lives in Holford as well, or Lee Chen lives in Holford, which is where the death happened. And Mr. Chen's charitable contribution including donating unsold pokies to local homeless data and buying new equipment for the Holford Academy lacrosse team. Hannah Scott, posing with baby bear Todd. Hillary. Getting art. Oh, we got a lot here. A full newspaper. Available now at Braving Breeders. Isn't this where? Date with Keith. Talk to Beefcake manager. So it's next to Beefcake. She needs to pick up rescheduled date with Keith. The Hoagie Hut next door. The Hoagie Hut's next door as well. 25 Rose Street, 52 Moore Street, and 138 Bayern Street. It didn't say the names of any streets in here, did it? No. Okay. It's the perfect time to get in touch with your inner artist, as Medica Arts and Craft Supplies is offering art classes for all ages and ability levels each Thursday and Tuesday night. Doors open at 6:30 PM and a $15 payment will provide you with all the art materials needed to get started right away, plus light refreshments. Classes will be supervised by Gregory Hogarth, a climate book artist and seeking a dropout from the Pinkley School of Design. Across the next 12 weeks, a class for the subjects such as sketching, portraits, landscape painting, and life drawing. Vaccine Rose at 9th Street. Okay, so it's not time traveler. Okay. When interviewed, Mr. Ogath saw her length about his project for selecting life models, promising that only the most Rubenesque woman will pass for the class. If asked doesn't model, she doesn't model, claimed very powerful wits. So this person went from not like a normal model's weight to this, to just be part of that thing. Rose Street and Indigo Street, so this could be it. No. Yes. Correct. Don Quixote's is on Clark Street, King Lear Cafe is on Scarlet Street, and Axiom Road. Okay, so right now we've got the Inami Salon. Milford's youngest entrepreneur. Just 16 years old, Healthwood Accounting students. Hannah Scott is definitely the youngest card-carrying member of the Healthwood Chamber of Commerce. But don't let that fool you. She's got an eye for business opportunities at beyond her years. Well, one day I noticed there was a lot of younger kids in school were into collecting kitty tot stuffed animals from a container. I asked a girl how much she paid for a little lion toy, and she said $25. $25! I figured that the toy can't be more than $1 worth of fabric stuffing and cheap Chinese labor. I discovered you could buy knockoff tots for $2 at the Sunday market. I bought a dozen. Next day I sell them at school for $10 a pop, totally sold out. I've been in business ever since. When asked if she had any advice for other young entrepreneurs, Hannah had this to say: never let anyone tell you you can't do something because you're capable of so much more than you think. Also, stay away from her tooth. I had another girl was selling beetroot to us at school, and I paid a guy to put her dad in the hospital. God, you can't admit that in the newspaper, lady. Get out of here. Okay. Now, Soil Axiom Road, right? We've got that. Now, that's not anywhere close to one of the Hoagie huts. So, we just need to know. Romeo and Juliet, 8+, X-rated bookstore, yeah. It's blindness is some of this desirable books. Now, this means that the person that wrote in this newspaper is most likely the person that had it, right? And so that means it's probably Shane Brenner. Yeah. So this is probably Shane Brenner. Now, did it say we're 117 Clark Street? That's not next to a Hoagie Hut though. But maybe the person that owns this place has been to there. Do we have a key? Okay. None of these. Arts and Crafts Supplies is at Axiom Road. Medea Arts and Crafts Supplies, which we saw earlier, right? Now, Medea wasn't one of these, was it? No. Wendy Seitung owns the goes to Angela Henry. Okay, that's Angela Henry. Glen Gardens. Wendy Seitung does, yeah, the Thai restaurant. Then Imani Yelston does the hero. Do we all think that Fernando Hindis? This is terrible. Look at this. This is gross. This is very Australian. Yeah, okay, yeah, sweet. It says here, how can a chef possibly one-up themselves with combining a Mexican tortilla wrap and a Vietnamese noodle soup into the now ubiquitous far-fusion burrito? Brave new burrito's head chef and recipient of last year's most innovative product award, Fernando Hernandez, thinks he has an answer. I was racking my brain trying to think of how I could possibly top the far burrito. This is Fernando, but then one night it came to me in a dream. A burrito is sort of like a cylindrical sandwich, and during travels across the world to discover new flavors, I encountered a peculiar delicacy when I was down under. The Aussies called it furry bread. It sounds mystical, but it's just a butter slice of bread covered in sprinkles. And I thought that I could incorporate that unique taste into my newest creation, the Banshee burrito. Been searching for the present Dorito burrito for a long time, and I think this is the one. I think it's terrible. Certainly is an intriguing creation. Try it out if you get sound for the Brave New Burrito food truck. You'll find it on Sandover Road near Hilltop University from 5 to 9 on weeknights, or outside the entrance to Crossaker Moramora Park on weekends. Beefcakes. Desserts. Why shitless hard. So the Beefcakes is on Pew Street, and we know that Beefcakes is next to the thingamajig as well, because it says about their customers throwing glasses over the fence. So, or either that or it backs onto it, right? Corner of Lorien Road and Barron Street. Barron Street's another one for our Hoagie Hut. So again, Glade Gardens could be it. Only known photo of alleged loan shark Boris the Brick-Brickoff. Loan shark runs rampant in Hilford. The last few weeks here at the Hilford Chamber of Commerce, we've had several reports from members of the community detailing altercations with an individual calling himself Boris the Brick. According to these accounts, those targeted in the scheme initially responded to advertisement placed in the gentleman's periodical of monstrous memories for a service called Easy Money. Easy Money can claim to offer unsecured personal loans with flexible payment plans, emphasizing the missing by a full-plate spread, well-endowed woman performing the splits. Victims will call up the hotline and request sums of money ranging from $50 to $500, which they will place a written IOU made out to Boris Brickoff into their mailbox. The same day, the note will be retrieved and cash left in its place. The initial presenting a charming facade and promising repayment schedules, the tone of Easy Money's communications will abruptly change after the loan had been given, charging an exorbitant interest rate and leaving dozens of answering machine messages threatening violence against those that missed installments. Some has even claimed to have seen a large Eastern European man believed to be Boris standing on their lawn with a base of a bat in the middle of the night. Readers are advised to steer clear of Boris and his associates and to immediately report any instance of harassment or intimidation to the Hilford police. Okay. So that's interesting. Okay. We got another person. We can read all of this in a minute. A lot of reading to be done. Aha, we get another one here. Another lady has been cut out. Dear Diary, I spent today practicing with the demon's power. Obviously running into anyone from school would cause problems, so I took the train into the city and tried it out there. Immediately it was like everyone saw me in a new light. I got stopped on the guy by guys 5 times today. That's never happened to me once before. One of them says he was a talent scout for a modelling agency and gave me his card. Going to his office on Monday to get headshots taken. Apparently, Assisium Skincare is looking for a newcomer to be the face of their new line of moisturizer, and thinks I might be just what they're looking for. Never posed for a professional photographer before. Sure, the shots will come out much better than the crappy little folders that Kara takes. That bitch thinks she's so fucking cute and quirky, always snapping photos when you least expect it. She's intentionally trying to capture me making the dumbest expressions of all time. After Kara, your photos suck and nobody likes you. And what's this? Call anytime. Leon Arada Managing Agency. Didn't know how this agency ever existed without you. Alrighty. So, I reckon that this shows that this demon is Eos, the one that makes people fall in love, right? Unless there is... Demon of Beauty, Kalios. Fellows and brothers are bound with a beauty so captivating that they are in serious dangers of becoming permanently transfixed if they ever look in a mirror. Yeah. The archetypal example of a Kalios bound is of course the story of Narcissus. Although accounts differ on whether he starved to death unable to drag himself away from his reflection or was instead murdered by a jealous lover. What's certain is that a Kalios bound would be the center of attention anywhere they go for the rest of their lives. Many have been muses to history's greatest artists, and their bewitching qualities linger even in portraits hundreds of years old. There's a tragic case of that very pretty Kalios bound to never make it to old age. The skin of a Kalios bound cannot freckle, bruise, or pimple, and their complexion always remains full of cover. Because of this lack of blemishes, it is difficult to tell if a Kalios bound is sick or injured, as they always appear as radiant as ever on the surface. When a Kalios bound eventually dies of asymptomatic medical complications, they are mourned deeply by their admirers. It's not uncommon for a string of suicides to result when a Kalios bound passes. So yeah, I think that she is Kalios. But we're not too sure. I've discovered a mask as demon. His demon, have you discovered? The Tyrant. Yeah. What demon is a tyrant bound to? Kalios. I also know mine. Barbados. Kalios, Demon of Beauty. You think that Tyrant is bound to Kalios, Demon of Beauty? What evidence do you have to support that claim? Well, I've got this, and this. You can probably add this as well. Yeah, Lambda. Yes. I don't understand the connection. You are silly, my friend. Okay. So do we have to do it in order? The tyrant. Because if so, I can certainly figure it out. It's belonged to Kelly, us demon of beauty, yeah. So the tyrant's demon is here, which is here, which is here. That's the simple answer. Lambda. Yes. I don't understand the connection. Well, look, it says here that she's been accosted by guys. I suppose it could also be the demon of love, the hedonist. Okay, so what else have we read already? Let's put all our receipts over here, shall we? They keep on buying stuff. I'll look into what they've bought later. I can tell that I've done this one because I've made it all red. I should probably do that for other things as well. What's this one again? A pawn shop. 20 diamonds, low quality, dubious origin, $800. Right. So they're pawning something. Hey sweetie, I know you sit with me and that's fine, I deserve it. But honey, you're not gonna... Right, this is the dad. Double premium promise, I won't be late this time. Paid. Yep. Both using burrito. Beautiful Bizzle is 3 retribution, so he's ordering more stuff from there. Disappearing dress, David novelty pen. Rings assorted, $2.50. Ceramic Chinese dairy statue large. It is done with horse bidding. Self adhesive grindstones, a glitter top hat. Dapper dictator. Right, he lost another $600 on another horse. Monstrous memories, right, we read that one. And so he sold some diamonds. We still don't know really what he's up to, but we know that he's gambling. Right, let's go to this guy there. Atlas Farbron. Alright, there's a private investigators. There's me. Mercenaries and assassinations, right? Unknown affiliation, bastard that took my eye, dealt with crazy bitch that broke my arm. The adjudicator said the Masquerade ends at exactly 12 AM next Friday, but never specified a time zone. Citizens are probably all in the same geographic area, right? Hospitalized as Common, Clarence Duran, Wolf Muller, Ed Dolan, Daniel Sullivan. Right. So maybe this is the bastard that took his eye. Or Atlas Febron. But we know that his name's not Atlas, because his name is Emberjig. This is Atlas Febron here, though. Oh no, this is the guy whose eye has been let out. Now, can we see a guy whose eye has been taken in these like little photos? His newts. Perhaps this guy? Though this guy is also never facing the camera, right? Who's the guy with the fluffy hair? No, there he is. And he has not lost an eye. No one else. Maybe this lady? Orange-haired lady? Orange-haired lady is also facing away from the camera here. And orange-haired lady is not facing away from the camera here. Another hostile. Ah, okay. So they think that... Ah, okay. So this guy was... Yeah, bastard that took my AI. A posterior... Maybe this guy's the professor. Because the professor wrote in red, didn't he? Yes. No doubt having such a great molar as Epilao and your father. Sure, with his terrible burden and his school and his work predicting our nation, he's got quite a busy schedule, but if you could arrange a meeting between the two of us to discuss potential contributions to the philosophy development, we're deeply appreciative. A little short of the word count and try to make sure that you'll write your name on your papers, but otherwise I have no criticism. Outstanding work. Professor Eldenede. Now, do you think that this is Professor Eldenede? Or do you think it's this guy? Let me have a look at the writing style for a second. Okay. Yeah, I think that it's not the professor. Okay. The only other one that I think it could be is the Demon of Love. Or the... what was email? Envy. Not a Demon of Mimicry. The person they metamorphose the person that they most deeply envy. What about beauty, time, strength, confusion, duplication, deception? Yeah, maybe love is the only other one that I can think of for that. Mythos, the demon of own. The powers of Biblios. Okay. Right, this is... okay. Yeah, this is about him. Can we say... I'm happy to say I've discovered a Masquerade demon. More the tyrant. And I reckon it's love this time. I love Eros. Yeah, sure. I think it's more beauty than love, but you know, whatever. Let's get that. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's get to sleep in that case then. Go to sleep. Actually, while I'm here, just quickly, is there anyone here that is missing an eye? Perhaps this guy. Well, we can tell what demons that they've already got though. Epsilon has got their Botanicula, or whatever his name is. Zeta. So these are all people with the demons, and Lambda. Me. Okay. Yeah, let's get to sleep. I feel bad because I haven't solved another person yet. But yeah. Day 3 of the Masquerade. Another day, another step closer to victory. No need to keep me in suspense. I'm assured me you're as eager to get started as I am. Biblios replicate. Yoink. So we've had a hard time uncovering our opponents' names, but we've hit the jackpot today. Got a copy of the hedonist passport. Meaning we've got him dead to rights. It's nice when things are simple for once, I agree. I've also had an idea that might help us uncover another masker's identity. Several of the labourers' documents reference locations here in Hilford. We had a map, we should be able to find them easily. Aha. Huh? Hey Lambda, it's Ancient Dolan. Can I come in? Tarnation, it's that FBI agent. Quick, tell me to leave. Biblios, leave. Alright, Biblios, gone. Bye, Biblios. I like that you're always smoking. Lambda, I'm glad you're here, although I guess you wouldn't be anywhere else. Thanks to your help, we managed to successfully charge Lord Elias for the Gutherton arson case. Obviously, the case still has to go to trial, but I think we're confident we'll get a conviction. As for Coulter, we decided it's best to keep him as far away from the veneratologist as possible, so for a moment, he'll be in custody. He's a quiet kid, but he's clever. Reminds me of you, actually. None of this would have been possible without you, so if there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask. Do you have a map of Hilford? Also, maybe Coulter is a demon, or maybe he is participating in the Daemon Masquerade. A map? I have a DC street directory in my car. I could take you out a page. Let me go grab it, I'll be right back. Here you go. Alrighty, planning a trip, are you? I'm sure it wouldn't hurt for you to get out of the house a bit. Well, if that's everything, better get going. Promise Coulter will bring him a slushie when I go back. Boom. Aren't you forgetting something? Biblios returned. Thank you. No worries, Biblios, no worries. Okay, so we can use the map that we got here with the labourer for a purpose. So, can I open up this map and this bit? Okay. Now we know. What I'm looking for is this bit here. this little squarey bit followed by this little curvy bit that I've drawn. So the curvy bit looks to be like hereish, right? See how there's like a little curve, but there's also a few other curvy streets, like here for example. What I'd love to do is be able to open that up and do that. Interviewing applicants to replace Martha at 10:30. Well, police called about wanting Viv and I to verify some. Close early at 3 and pick Viv from Pilates. Appointment at police station. There's another person with an Aunt Viv. Is Viv all training Martha at 10, replacing Martha at 10:30. So Martha didn't last long, did she? What about this cross street? This cross street certainly looks interesting, doesn't it? And the banquet place is next to Hoagie Hut is next too. So there's only 3 places where there's a Hoagie Hut, right? There's 25 Rose, 52 Moore, and 138 Baron. So where's Rose? There's a lot. There it is. I found it. Okay. So could this map at Rose Street match that area there? I don't really see it, to be honest. I don't think there's a square enough block over there. So where was the next street? The next street was Moore Street. Yeah, I just don't see it. We need more street, right? More. We need more street. There it is. Okay. So more street I don't think actually works either, based on that shape of it. So it's probably, do you think is this here? This cross. This is that larger square. A square and a square. Maybe up here, like them. This is a weird shaped block. What was the last one? It was corner of Maxim Road and no. Barron Street. Barron Street's here. Looking. This one makes more sense, to be honest. Barron Street's long. There's a lot of flat box as well. So again, I don't really see one that's exactly this shape. I do kind of see one that's that shape. But what's this curvy road doing? It's curving inwards, right? Unless it's upside down. Yes, that's true. Could be. But I don't really want to rely on that. I'll look into it later. Let's have a look at the other people for now. A brain scan. Well, once again, we got another person at the hospital. This person has, do they have a tumor? Yeah, kind of. A little tumor right here. Um, this one's not looking good either. This area here as well, a little bit weird. Because I'm so good at just being able to tell brains, apparently. Okay, Jeremy Bingham. Okay. This is the hospital emergency department record. 1433 gets it, so 189. 1997 at 8:35 a.m. He's 5'10", 172 pounds, vaccinated, no allergies. It's a critical condition, brought in by family, and was not conscious on arrival. He's had a fairly stable temperature, lower pulse than probably you want. Blood pressure is fairly normal. Pulse oxidation. He's not pregnant, which is disappointing, you know. Patient was brought in by his brother in an unresponsive state. Appears to have been badly bruised and subject to a fractured skull and ruptured left eyeball. Right. Patient will be observed in emergency department for 48 hours. CT scan requested to assess brain damage. Appears that first aid has been performed on the injured eye, but the odds of it regaining vision are low. Okay. So this, we can figure out is this guy, Jeremy Bingham. Brown hair. Who's this guy with? This is Jeremy brown hair. This guy. Oh. And he's holding what? A bear kick? Or is that him down there? I reckon that's him on the floor down there. Aha. I don't know, the hairs are so similar. Was that him? Yeah, I think this is him here. It's so hard to tell the difference between this guy and this guy. What color eyes does he have? You can't really tell on this one, and we definitely can't tell on that one. We get a guy here with a broken arm and a watch that's walking over him. 238. Who's allegedly his brother, but you can't tell that. Okay. So let's go back. Let's say that we know his identity is Jeremy Bingham. Yes, I've discovered a mask his identity. Of Skynon. I think. Jeremy Bingham. Yeah, I think so. So the Skyon, we got the evidence over here. We got this here. We got his photo definitely here. We got this here as well. We got this here as well. We got this here. Okay. Do you believe this was checked into hospital under the name Jeremy Bingham? Okay, certainly 18th century utilitarian philosopher. Very same philosopher that the Skyon wrote about in their essay. They probably use a pseudonym because they know that we track them. Oh yeah, it's long, alright? It's long. I don't want to read all about utilitarianism. You understand? Boo. Well, at least we got this guy's name. This is Steve Johnson. Steve Johnson. Perfect. What else do we have? He's bought a comedy ticket, 4:45. And Steve Johnson to Hamilton in BPA from Passfield. And he Uncle Vanya's taxi service. How much did he pay? $32.25. That's an expensive taxi. Let's move this over here as well. Styrofoam box, gold spray paint. I wonder what he's trying to do. What is he sold? 5 gold rings, it's 130 each. We do not deal with stolen goods. Please do not come back. 650. Alright. So this is definitely Steve. Steve-O. Yes. The hedonist. Yes, because you gave it to me, Steve Johnson. I certainly do, and the main evidence that I have to support this is this. But it's also on here. He also purchased this here, and he also purchased this receipt here for the van service. The name of the passport is Steve Johnson. Sometimes it's just that simple. To convince me that hedonist is Steve Johnson, only we have a copy of his passport after all. So far we managed to uncover the identity of 2 out of the 6 maskers. Yes, we certainly have. Alrighty. So now we got more information about this Bilbeak character. Is that a Bilbeak? It looks like it, yeah. Today's painting scares me though, it's hard to say why. Certainly less violent than yesterday, but the eyes of the bunny don't look right. There was a coldness in the eyes that was hard to pin down. Couldn't quite capture in the watercolors, but it was easy to make me break out in a cold sweat when I saw it. Mum would have liked it though, she always preferred the troubled characters. Right. Are we ever going to figure out what a bloody thing is? That's what I want to know. I'm going to put these up here. Maybe I'll do this. Yep, that. You over here, this over here, and you over here, this over here. Alright, perfect. Now, back to this one. Is this, I can't. Theodore Turner. Here we go, that's his name. Turner. Where does he live? His surviving spouse's name is Vivian Jones. Informant's name is Vivian Turner. Relation to see wife. Father's name is Abraham Turner. Okay. What about funerals? Exaggeration. Again, what Brown to large tumor and pancreas. So it did go to his pancreas, yeah. Thinks so. Gas station parking lot. Dissident was shot in the chest at point blank range with a handgun. Steve Oliver. Okay. 256 Moore Street. Okay, so this is Theodore Turner. I wonder if we're going to get more information at him. Flower bouquet. There we go. I'm going to make it a little beautiful over here. So there's 2 Vivians, which might actually be the same Vivian. But let's make him the Reverend known. Yes. I discovered another masculine identity. The Reverend. Yep. It is Theodore Turner. Yes. I certainly do. It is on here. It's on here, of course. And that's basically it. We have a copy of the Revenant's death which includes their full legal name. Convince me the Revenant is Theodore Turner. At this point, the evidence is overwhelming. So far, we managed to uncover the identity of 3 of the 6 maskers. Perfect. Alrighty. Now, let's go back to looking at this here. I think it's here, this Pew Street, this area. Pew Street, Spade Street area. I'll explain it, right? Because that there kinda looks like that. No, I mean, it kinda does, but it also kinda doesn't. Where is this, like... No. I feel like that... this little narrow street here with the curve in it is really like the most important one. I look for continuing to look for that narrow street with a curve on it. Narrow street with a curve on it. And the curve goes in, right? Yeah. Goes in quite suddenly. Like this. But it's quite narrow. So maybe up here. But then again, the other thing that we need to know is that that there's this one which has this kind of curve in it because of a four-way like this, you know. But then you know, you'd have a big cemetery. It doesn't look like a big cemetery. It looks like the road goes. So there's like two four-ways, right? There's one four-way here, and then there's another four-way immediately there. Because of some other thing. So let's look at four-way intersections for a second. And yeah, the other thing is that she said that her business was right next to Hunky Huh. And there's only 3 Hunky Huts as far as I know in Hillford. And Hillford's actually on the right hand side here, right? Because that's Pathfield up the top right. Unless this is all Hillford and that bit at the top right is Pathfield. Yeah, it looks like everything below this road, which I just ran, this one, is Hillford. Did we get any more information from you? Not really. Yeah, apart from this map. I wish I could overlay this map on this map, you know? Let's just clear my drawings for a second. I mean, I could do this, but I feel like the roads here drawn are a lot smaller than the roads on this map. And also, she may not have drawn them perfectly, you know? But I'm hoping that she drew it perfectly enough that there's like this little, like, 2-block narrow strip. Which probably will be like a vacant block or something like that by a 4-lane road. Maybe this one here. Well, this one is kind of like that, isn't it? That kind of goes longer. There, I reckon. Is that it? Then we get across. I mean, this is kind of close. Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's no 4-way there though. We're here. Yeah. Right. Let's say that this is that. Yeah. And this is that. But then, yeah. Where's this corner? Unless this is that. Yeah. This is like the corner. Line. Square. Maybe here is where the thingy is. And that would make sense because it's more street. We need more street. Yeah, I think it's more street. That's my... So this is that. I think. Yeah. There's my final answer. Is that it's Moore Street. So whose business was on Moore Street? Because there is a Huggy Hut on Moore Street. Gallant Street. New Street, Barron Street. Clark Street, Axiom Road. No one's. Fernando Hernandez. Where's Rickoff? Might as well add him in. Hillary. Ricky Hogarth. Let's put him in. Okay. So yeah, there's no Moore Street one. Shane Brenner goes to Angela Hero. Where's Glade Gardens? Did we get an ad for Glade Gardens in here? Yeah, corner and Pew Street. Where's Pew Street as well? Because we know that if we're rolling stuff over, which will make sense, yeah, if they're there. So it's definitely, I think, like on Bolin Street or something like that. It's either on like Bolin Street or on Pew Street or in Spade Street or something like that. So Spade Street. Okay, Bolin Street, Bolin Street, Park Street. And what's else around here? Pew Street, Bolin Street, Spade Street. Yeah. Moore Street. And Moore's the only one that... So it must be... I think it's the garden. I think it's the garden. Because the garden's the only one. No, Jet Gardens is on here. Lorring Road and Barry Street. Wendy Sutton does 244 Axiom Road. Shane Brenner is 117 Clark. It's Clark. Right up here. There's no way. Imani Elston. Rose Street and Indigo Street, which is also quite far away. And then Li Chen. Li Chen has obviously owns the Huggy Huts. But this person's not in the Huggy Huts. Reservation in Valencia. Talk to Beast Kids Memory. Find someone to try out Daemon Masquerade. Reschedule this turn. buy sandwiches from Hoagie Hunt next door. Where's the this one? Where's the Fernando Hernandez's restaurant? Medea as well. I want to find out where that is. 289 Maxim Road. Okay. Where is Revenue Burritos? Revenue Burritos is Fernando Hernandez. You'll find it at Sandover Road near Hilltop University. Sandover Road. Aha, yeah. So that might make sense. So is this Fernando Hernandez? We can try, I guess. Yep. I reckon the Musker's identity for the labourer is Fernando Hernandez. I think. Alright. I think that according to this, and then I think Lambda. What's in there, you arsehole? He's in there. Alright, let's get asleep. Fuck it. You don't understand. So day 4 of the Masquerade, the game is already half over. Not to worry, I think we've made good progress so far. So we better get a move on if we want to be ready for the Masquerade trial. Beverly's replicate. Okay. Can we start to figure out people's... bother. You know how yesterday I said we had the hedonist dead right because we have his passport? Today we'll get another copy of the hedonist passport and it's under an entirely different name. Meaning we must be dealing with a forgery here, so it's back to square one of uncovering the hedonist identity. We've got some way to tell a fake passport from a real one, but it's not all doom and gloom. It seems the tyrant has been doing a little modelling work. She certainly seems to have the aptitude for it. Unfortunately for her, it seems these headshots might prove to be fatal. Right. Okay, so we can figure out... Yeah, I didn't look at the tyrant's one yesterday as well. So we've got a lot to look at for the tyrant. Let's move this stuff around. There, and there. Now, she's got a mark on her chest, which I imagine is the mark of her, thingamajig. Now, she's cut out some more people in the front row. She's blonde and she's got green eyes. None of these are blonde and they've not got green eyes. But that could be that the person has changed their thing. Let's read. We've already read this one and this one. Okay. So these are people that, you know, we can probably figure out who she is based on who she's playing with and things like that. Right? So brown-haired lady is over here, right? So perhaps it's this lady. She's got your blonde hair. None of these people have green eyes. That's the problem. So the eye color has changed because of the demon. She's also wearing pink. So we can probably figure out who, you know, is in these photos and who's not based on these. Bitch 2. Dear Diary, the first day of my new life. It already feels incredible, everyone deferring to me about every tiny decision. What colour should I paint my nails? What boy should I go to the prom with? Zoe and Natalie even follow me around like little lapdogs. Didn't know what I expected, but nobody even brought up the fact that I didn't come to school today. I guess I was always just a background detail to these girls. During recess, Zoe jumped a bottle of water on the class freak while she was in the bathroom. As she did it, Zoe kept looking at me expectantly, having the act will impress me. Although she never did anything to Beatrice directly, Savannah was always so cruel to her. Guess that's why she thought that although the prank was Zoe's idea, the whole time Beatrice stood there soaking wet, she was staring directly at me. Savannah had a talent for coming up with ways to make Beatrice's life miserable. Why she was so delighted by ruining the day of someone so far below her on the social pecking order, I'll never know. I always figured that Beatrice is just an easy target for Savannah to lift off some street. A friendless punching bag that no one will stick their neck out for. But there's been rumours that there was a history between the two of them. At school, I had a photo shoot with the model scout. I think the photographer was trying to hit on me, invited me to a party at his apartment Friday night. He said that a bunch of models from the agency are going to be there, so I might check it out. Alright. And... Dear Dari, I tagged along with the Poplar Gifts when they went to the party today, but I could tell they were bothered by my approach. That fucking slut Brittany spent the entire time fretting over a love letter she received from some slab of meat on the lacrosse team. Apparently she had her hair set on Davy, the soccer star. Seems the sincerity of lacrosse star the letter is causing her to have some second thoughts. I didn't even think that stupid count had first thoughts, let alone second thoughts. The bitch will not stop whining about it. What is me, or the jokes want to stick it in me, that kind of thing. Maybe she spent half as much time doing her homework as she tries to decide what sports ape to let her go to third base. I have to tutor in maths, a dumb slut. Today's the day I go to Savannah's house and enact my plan. She won't be missed. Everyone's nice to her face, but I know the things that they survey around her back. I suppose. I'll be going missing as well, not that anyone will care. Okay. Alright, so the woman all at the front have been cut out. So it's not like it's any of them. Now let's have a look at these photos. So we've got brown-haired lady, these two, and this black-haired lady. Alright, let's have a look and let's cross some people out. Brown-haired lady is this one. And she's also the one wearing the pink thing. So we see her later on. Yeah, we do. Blonde lady with green dress and a black-haired lady with pigtails. Are you black-haired lady with pigtails, perhaps? Maybe. It's hard to tell, honestly. It's hard to tell. Blonde lady. Blonde lady with long hair. That's hard to tell as well. Two blonde ladies. One with shorter hair. That's this one. She's out as well. One with slightly longer hair. That's probably her, right? Yeah, that's her. Okay. Brown hair. Okay. Black hair. Oh. A pink. What else is she wearing in here? She's wearing a gold necklace. Got green eyes. And she's got a birthmark of a thingy. There's a lot of ladies that would be covering up potential birthmarks up here. To be honest, I think that the person that looks the most like what this person ends up being is this lady. Mackenzie Stewart. Is her name mentioned in any of these? This is the one that has the most people. So we know that it's not Beatrice, Zoe, and Natalie. Let's cross those out, eh? Beatrice? No. Not. Zoe? No. She's crossed out as well. And Natalie. I don't think it's Brittany or Karma either. It's also not Savannah, because she's mentioned in one of the letters. What else? Who else is mentioned? Savannah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. This one was Brittany, yeah. Okay. Savannah. Okay. I couldn't bear to look at my portrait shot. I know it came out hideous. Ah, okay. So she decides to, like, that bitch Savannah looked like a model in the class for while I look like an ugly troll. Okay, so she's got the one that says the Daemon that does the copy, right? The copy of stuff. That's the Kara. Yeah, Kara's over here. Yeah, so she's got the copy. Copier. So what power? Hold on. Shut up. What power is a copier? It was the duplication, duplos. Bits of anything? No, not that one. It was the cloning one. It was learning method, prophecy, poverty, disease, forgetting, hunger, madness, inebriation, memory, mockery, destiny, inspiration, deduction, retreat, comfort, tragedy, fear, light, envy, wealth, war, effort, fire, safety, skill, death, miracles, chance, ambition. What was it? Demon of records, energy, plants, beauty. Demon of dictation, demon of deception. Appearance of any physical object or living creature. Okay. No. They cannot take the form of an already existing person or object. Okay. So there is one that would like to change to an already... It's like... Vamos? Oh god, butthole. Nope, not that one. Not Eros, we found that out. Laughter of aging youth. Was it actually Eros? No. No, it's not. What's the beauty one? It was over here. Heliosis. Not you. Book. Demon of yearning. Or flattery. No, this one's cool, isn't it? Mayos. What? Okay, not that one. They found themselves. Okay. Well, we know that Hydros has already been taken. Okay. Hypnos. Okay. Inveos. Okay. That's a terrible one. I wouldn't want that. Keros. No, I don't like that one. We've already seen Lethos around. Limos. Menos, the Hands of Fate. Mythos, the Demon of Inebriation. Okay. No, not this one. Though he's cool, I like that, Nomos. No. Okay. Morris. Musicos. Nemesis. That's a cool one as well. No. Though Orceros might, yeah. I reckon that it might be Ostyrus has the other one. We already know that Olethros is been taken already. But this one's cute, isn't it? That's cute. I would love to have that power. Make anything more comfortable. That's so cool. Demon of Fear. Oh my god, he's spooky. We already know that someone has Phosphorus. This one. Mimicry. Demon of Envy. Yeah. Okay. They must envy deeply. So, yeah, she's got Pothanos. There we go. We know that Pothanos is her demon. Discovered a masked demon. The Tyrant. Yeah, the Tyrant demon is Pothanos of Envy. Yeah. The evidence I have is this one. This one. Then all of these really. And this one. So you believe that the photo proves that the moment I'm not quite sure I'm getting it. Can you draw a circle around what I should pay attention to? Of this. Right. I don't see anything of importance here. Well, let's read about Pothanos in that case. Pothanos. Demon of Envy. So the hair that is important. Have already been desired in a gesture. Their spiritual presence and imitations of the other attendees. Is a Pothanos bound propensity for murdering the host of the party and taking their place. The shapes of the evidence of a Pothanos bound are so convincing that they can live for many years. Once a target is family without drawing anyone to indeed, in the diaries of spouses of replaced individuals, it is noted only that their beloved seems to suffer lapses of memory about their shared past. The curious birthmark has appeared where there wasn't previously. Right, okay, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Pothanos, the Tyrant. We can say that the Tyrant has a birthmark where it wasn't, Pothanos. I certainly do. Yeah, that one, of course. This one, which is the only one. Alright. Yes, this birthmark. The birthmark, of course. The birthmark appears in the body of a Pothanos bound when they transform, and either the Tyrant uses their powers to shapeshift to Savannah Marshall. Plus, Pothanos is the only demon capable of shapeshifting into an already existing person. To convince me, the Tyrant is bound to Pothanos, Demon of Envy. That's how they're able to shapeshift into other people. We've discovered the true nature of our first demon, only 5 more to go. Ah, perfect. Alrighty. Now, the Hunter. Do we get more information? Yes. Edolan, right. But he knows that Edolan is in here. So... Special Agent Edolan. On the grounds of the evidence Agent Dolan has collected, we have been able to apprehend and charge Aloysius Kingsley and Mary McQueen for their roles in the murder of the Shepherd family. There is outstanding efforts like Agent Dolan has been promoted to supervisory special agent and will also be the Bureau's liaison with Detective Lando going forward. So if you a consultation with Lando, go through Ed. Additionally, congratulations to all of the participants in our summer internship program. They've all made significant contributions to the agency, and I'm personally grateful for their dedication and hard work. Special agent positions were tended to the following 6 candidates upon their graduation from university: Andrew Armstrong, Jessica Barnett, Lance Carmichael, Blake Johnson, Owen Lucas, and Sandra Lawson. So it's probably one of these bad boys over here. As for the remaining applicants, I'm sure that the opportunity to work with some of the best and brightest professionals in the field will set them up for successful careers in law enforcement or other industries. Wish them the best of luck in their future endeavours. Finally, I'd like to remind all current special agents that your conduct impairs on the reputation of the agency as a whole. Putting a picture of your mother-in-law on the FBI's most wanted list, while admittedly hilarious, is not an appropriate use of the Bureau's resources. Clark Lucas. Okay, so it's cut everyone else. The Athena Institute is just an urban legend. Epsilon Iota, Agent 47 Gamma. Missing person, dead Atlas Farbond, retired Rupert Hardy. Detective Lando, Pirate Malway. Dealt with, too stupid, hospitalized, too honest. Ed Mulder and Daniel Sullivan are still left on his little list. Okay. And this guy is claiming to be his brother, right? 2:38. What time has he got in his watch? It's like 2 p.m. So that might just be the room that he's in, which we can probably find out here. No, he's in Sector 109. Interesting. Owen Lucas, Andrew Armstrong, and Lance Carmichael and Blake Johnson. So is there 4 men in these? 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's more women. There's actually 5 men as well. We get another bunny. Another letter from academia today, and they've doubled their offer. I don't think that John Merkin, strict god of congealed chauvinism that he is, can incorporate the idea that it's not about the amount of money. I'm just not in the headspace I need to be in to write. I don't know when I will be. Despite that, I'm feeling more motivated to paint than I have this entire year. It's hard to believe that 4 days ago I could barely bring myself to get out of bed. This isn't the happiest painting in the world though. It's a painting of that sickening bunny again. I hadn't seen this thing, it reminds me of the night Mum gave me a scar on my eyebrow. Ah, I see. What's this? Please write back to us with your signed permission to continue the series. So we'll give you 20% off each copy sold. Fully mention yours to write anything. All we ask in return is just to borrow a tiny little piece of your intellectual property. We level with you here at Academia. We'll get a lot writing on this. AK Plumface Ghostwriters has gone on site, and Kaminsky's been arrested for charges of sedition. So yours is the only new installment lined up for next month's catalogue. If we don't have any new titles, I'll think about what they will do to the share price. Think of the lives that will be affected. The shareholders left without dividends, the executives arrived at their bonuses. Most of all, think of the children. How will they cope without being mercilessly bullied? Or without their furry friends they've come to know and love? If even the Chinese street of sympathy in your heart, please get back to us soon. John Merkin. We're still not closer to finding out your thing. I think that probably it's the one that I said before, but she's not using it. Theodore Turner. Still dead. What does it say here? Oi, let me turn it over. Amazing Grace, right. I'm in a bottle. We got a god thing here. Feel free to read it if you want. Missing you with all my heart, Viv. Ah, cute. I used to be a boxer, okay, the Hollister. And so we've had a look at everything now. No, well, apart from this, right? Mikado message prefecture. Jones Robert. So now he's got a new airlines tag. Another Go.Airlines one as well. I wonder if I can move things around like that. Let's put the Medeas around. Let's put the Romeo and Juliets around. Let's put the Godot Airlines around and these ones around. Alright. Now. There we go. What's this one? The Doll's House Diner. Oh. Yeah, read that one already. Account number. Commodity exchange gold. 60 ounces at 38,773 USD per ounce. We got $23,000. Wow, okay. What was he before? $25? Yeah, negative 25. So he's down to $19,270.80. There's a discretion fee. Let's see. So he's got to be discreet about it, I guess. I'm moving that up there, and I'm moving all letters over here as well for later. So we still haven't figured out what his name is, or what his demon is, for that matter. Had a look at her, had a look at him. We haven't found out what his demon is yet either. I'm gonna put all the nudie pictures up here for a second. I definitely think this is an FBI agent, but he's being very cautious about getting his identity. Uncle Theo's funeral, right? Drive Aunt Viv home, get equipment from work, Texel gas station, corner of Spade Street and Axiom Road. Take Sandover Road. Maybe they have CCTV footage of the attack. Right, and this is the mugshot of the guy that killed him. Okay. Now, take Sandover Road, right? So, yeah. It kind of makes sense, right? You'd drive this way. Close early, date with key. Open this door. Right. Rescheduled date. Beefcake, right. So who's in? Let's have a look at this for a second. And I'll have a think of this when I end the episode, because we're getting close to that time. Your uncle. So this is Dear Sparky. Have we figured out who Sparky is? Maybe it's in the celebration of life here. Reverend Solian, Elegy, Friends and Family, closing song, Time in a Bottle. Anything else here that should be family? So it says remarks by friends and family. We want to know who his bloody niece is. Because I imagine that she spoke. And here as well it says Sparky as well. So we know that this is definitely Sparky. But who's Sparky? That's the question. Sparky. Can you tell me who Sparky is? Who would I call Sparky out of all these? Probably, oh well, it'd be one of these two ladies, right? Because he's African American. Angela Henry and Imani Williston. Angela Henry, she runs, what's it called? The Prompero Grave Gardens. Her Axel model. I reckon it's Where is it? Glen Gardens. Corner of Lorien Road and Barron Street. Where's that located? Lorien Road, Barron Street. Barron Street's here. Lorien Road is... Nice Street, Blank Street, Lorien Road. Here. Now, I don't necessarily see where that is, but I can see where that thing is. But you know, it could be here. Where's Amani? Amani is at the Amani Salon. The Amani Salon is on... of the Amani Salon. Aha, Rose Street and Indigo Street. So the Colour Street's up here. Rose Street's there. So yeah, it might be Rose Street, Indigo. Oh, look at that. That kind of fits as well, doesn't it? Rose Street, Indigo Street. Let's try that. Okay. So I think that lady is Amani. Yo. I think I've discovered a Muskie's identity. The labourer. Yeah, I think that the labourer is Amani Elston. And I've got a couple of evidences to show that. Number 1 is the map. Number 2 is this. Number 3 is this. Number 4 is like this. Number 5 is this one, I reckon. With this map we can see the layout of Rolls and Hillwood, and you believe that with this we would identify the library. Yeah. These diaries entries show us that the labourer's business is next to a Hoagie Hut location. Yep, correct. However, there are 2 different businesses that fit this out. The Amani Salon on Rose Street and Glade Gardens and Barron Street. Yeah, correct. I agree. You're definitely onto something, but I need a little bit more to be convinced. With more points of reference, we can determine the labour's location with certainty. Well, didn't I also put that it's next to the beefcakes, which is here? Which is why I came up with that answer. Because beefcakes is on Pew Street, and Pew Street's over here. So the closest thing to Pew Street would be the one that's on Rose Street and Indigo Street, right? But that's ages away as well. So the closest other one to Pew Street is where's Angelina Harakiri? She's Glade Gardens. Glade Gardens is on... What's the one on Barron Street as well? 138 Barron. Barron Street's over here. Oh yeah, well that's relatively near Pew Street. We could use that. Who's Barron? Barron. Who's on Barron? Corner of Axiom Road and Night Street. Axiom Road, Night Street. Glade Gardens. There we go. Lorien Road and Barron Street. Where's Lorien Road? Lorien. Okay, yeah. And then Pew Street is here for the... Okay, let's try... that's there. We found it. Finally. Okay. Yeah, let's do this again. I reckon I got it, my friend. I reckon I got it. I reckon I've discovered a Muskie's identity. Yeah, labourer. Of course. The labourer is not Amani, it's Angelina Henry, I think. Yes. Okay. The labourer, we know was here, 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 and here. Alright. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So these diaries entry shows the latest business next to our regular location, yeah. And adjacent to Beefcakes on Q Street. There's only one address that fits the bill, yeah. Perfect. Glade Gardens, in the corner of Lawrence Street Road and Barron Street. Based on this, the labourer must be the owner of Glade Gardens. Which we know, you've convinced me there. Labourer is Angelina Henry. I never would have thought tried to uncover someone's identity by leaving their position. Okay. Ooh, alrighty. That's another person down. But for that, we'll end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. And in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. See ya!